Hi viewers, here is Susan again of Wisdom and Power for Life. You are welcome again this day. Our topic today is how to live in peace and quietness. Yes, it is very vital to come to a point where man can live in peace and at rest. Quietness is demanded in the life of a man. Peace is very important in the life of a man. Yes, living in quietness, living at rest and in peace. We all know how overwhelming life can be. We all know how busy our daily lives can be. Coming to rest has become a thing that one can term even a luxury today, because man is always active. Man is always on a rush. It's like everything is just moving in a very swift pace. And man must meet up with this pace. And this makes it hard for us to find a place of quietness. This makes it very hard to find a place where we can get in touch with ourselves. Yes, quietness, a place of peace and rest, where one is in control of one's emotion. Where can we find rest? How can we find quietness? This is a very important question to answer. How can quietness be found? Quietness must be something that every one of us must desire. A place of peace and rest must be a place where every one of us must yearn for. We must yearn to come to a state of quietness. We must yearn to come to a place of rest. We must yearn to come to a place of peace, where we detach ourselves from everything around us, even our children, even our jobs, even our friends. We learn to interact with our children from a place of quietness and peace. We learn to interact with our colleagues from a place of a position of quietness and peace. We learn to interact with our family from a position of quietness and peace. And this can only be felt within us. Quietness is a state of man that is felt within. It doesn't mean that you put off the music. Yes, that's just part of it. It doesn't mean that you send every child out. That's just part of it. That's a place where you meditate, where you are just alone by yourself. But then, after you have left the place of meditation, your chamber where you do your meditation and prayers, where you come down and separate yourself from every activity, that's just a place. But I'm talking about coming out of that chamber of meditation, coming out of that chamber of prayer, going out to interact with the people, your family, your wife, your children, your colleagues, where everything can be overwhelming, everything can be in a rush, everything is just loud. You can really feel overwhelmed during this time. We should all arrive a place where we can interact, even with people, interact with our children, interact with a colleague from a position of quietness, from a position of rest, where everyone feels that nothing overwhelms you. Yes, where everyone feels nothing overwhelms you. Anyone who comes closer to you realizes that you are functioning from a place of quietness. You are not overwhelmed by emotions. You are not overreacting. You are not overwhelmed by anything. That's a place of rest, quietness, and peace. And that's also a place where thinking is done in a position of quietness, in a position of peace and rest, where you do everything in a rational way, in a quiet state. Yes. Quietness, peace, and rest. Viewers, how important it is to function from a place of peace and rest. How important it is to function in a way that no one feels that you are ever overwhelmed. No one can actually see the emotional part of you. I mean emotion in the sense that you are not overwhelmed by fear. You are not overwhelmed by bad news. You are not overwhelmed by other people's negative emotions. You are not overwhelmed by people's reaction. Yes, that's a state of quietness. Even when somebody comes to you scolding at you and troubling you and quarreling you, you stay in a place of peace and quietness. This place can be reached when you are someone who loves meditation, someone who loves a place of quietness, someone who takes time out for himself to detach himself from every form of noise. You may even take time out to go even into the forest somewhere where you hear maybe the sound of flowing water and the sound of birds. A place of quietness. That is a place where you detach from every material things, your home, your children, your job, your everything that can overwhelm you. You detach yourself from it and find a place of quietness. A place where you can come in touch with yourself. In a place where you look at every other thing else from a very far distance. A place where you sit and you can talk to yourself and see things the way they really are and have a picture of life, have a picture of human being, have a picture of activities, people, have a picture of everything, of the world in its totality. It is a place where you are all by yourself. A place where you question so many things. A place where you question the rush in life, if it is necessary to rush. The place where you question quarreling with people, if it is necessary. A place where you question about life occurrences, about activities, about dealings with human beings and the environment. And when you come out of that place, you then approach people, life, your environment from that state that you came from your place of quietness. The picture that you had from your place of quietness, that's how you come to re-interact with the people, because you have had a time for meditation, a time for rest, a time for questioning and answer. Have you noticed that there are some people, even when you throw a stone at them, they don't move? Even when all others are overwhelmed, they are quiet. When the house is burning, it's burning, and people are rushing and are mad, shouting around. Those kind of people are quiet. Why? Because they can separate themselves from the occurrences. They can separate themselves from activities. They can separate themselves from those things that overwhelm us, those things that stir emotions. They can separate themselves from it. They are in touch with themselves. And it took them a time for meditation, a time for questioning, a time for looking at things for what they are, and separating themselves with these things, and then interacting now with humans, interacting with your family, interacting with your children, interacting with from the picture they have had during the time of meditation, from the state of their being in which they would like to be, why they interact with people, why they interact with the environment, why they interact wherever they are. The state of quietness and peace is a state where man can be really, really productive, very productive. A state of quietness and peace. A state where man has come to rest, separating the material from your own very being, separating the noise from your being, separating all the sounds around you from your being. You are quiet within. Nothing moves you at all. You are so quiet, so restful within, because you know when you look at things from the outward appearance, you look at them to be like vanity. You look at quarreling to be vanity. You look at anger to be vanity. Though anger is natural and we need it to protect ourselves, you are not easily angered. Yeah, anger is an emotion that helps men to protect themselves. But then a quiet person is not easily angered. And even if that one is angered, you don't notice it even. That's a quiet person. A person who has reached a state of quietness, peace, and rest. Not overwhelmed by things, not overwhelmed by emotion. That kind of person can't be rushed. They are walking, they are operating from a surface that is quiet, that is steady. Yes, the state of quietness and peace. The state where man is not moved and overwhelmed by things. Quietness. We have to desire it. It's a platform of productivity, a platform of increase, where man has worked his character through meditation. When man stands the storms of life, being empowered in the chamber of meditation. When man is at rest, empowered by meditation. Learning to separate ourselves from all the happenings around us, from all the actions around us. Yes. Choosing where you want to be and where you don't want to be. Choosing where you want to find yourself and where you don't want to find yourself. Choosing how to react in a manner and not to react in the other. You are quiet. Yes, you're quiet. Thank you.